Honestly, I've been hearing a lot of the sentiment you can't find someone who will love you if you can't love yourself. It's a very shitty sentiment, and let's agree on the fact that you shouldn't have to earn the right to be loved. As an unloved child, you grow up feeling like you are supposed to earn the trust, the love, the care, the reassurance from people around you. Truthfully, that should not be the case. And I get it, people have their own internalized generalizations of what or how life should be. Yeah, let's get that out of our heads and listen a little bit to the fact that deep inside we know that shouldn't be the case. We know deep inside that love shouldn't be painful, shouldn't be cruel. We know deep inside that we shouldn't be suffering or struggling to find love. We are in no headspace to keep proving to people that I do love myself actually. I feel like it's most of this is just trying to prove to people that maybe their internalized themes and mottos that they've heard throughout life aren't exactly how things work. We all have our own subjective views on life. They intersect somewhere, but they're not necessarily the same. Like they're not made from the same mold. They're not cut from the same cloth. We are. When someone goes out of their way to tell you that maybe you should stop looking at things the way you do, they're not right. That's not right. They're not wrong either. But then again, do you expect me as a person to just deny and nullify what I personally believe and how I have come to believe it just based on your advice as someone who is an expert on life in your own regard? Our experiences are not the same, yeah, for sure. That is, I am not denying that. But then again, that doesn't mean that there are more worthy experiences. Like you're talking to me as if, like, or maybe my BPD is flaring up and making me feel like people talk to me as if their experiences and advice and life experience in general is more valid than mine. Thing is, I've heard the same questions, the same advice, the same, well, basically mottos, and deep inside I know that's not how things work. People keep telling me that maybe you are thinking very utopically about life. My very view of life can be utopian in a way. The word is utopian, not utopic. Sorry if I mispronounced it earlier. But then again, when you think about it, that's really not how anything works. When you want to, hey, it is what it is. Business is business. People are people. Yeah, I get it. Things are things. Then what? Do you expect change to happen when you just succumb to the idea that, yeah, maybe life around is a squirrel and people are monsters? I don't want to succumb to that. I want to change that. At least, if I can't change the people around me, I can change the people around me. That's something that keeps getting passed on a lot. But it's difficult to talk to people when everyone has their own version of the truth and they hold on to it. To the point where no matter how on good terms you are with them, they will see you the way they see you. It is inevitable. They have seen enough life experience that is more valid than yours to the point where you feel like, hey, I can explain, but you're not letting me speak. I can explain, but you're not listening. So why even? It is fascinating how so many around me have chosen to see life and me and other people around us in the light that they have decided to see. And quite frankly, that is stupid. No, I mean it in the sense that it is not wise, it is not smart to not open your mind to the possibility that maybe there is a good explanation coming. And even then, when people explain to you what they did that upset you in a way, you still stick onto the idea that, yeah, I'm just gonna stick with the story that you were wrong and I'm upset. I'm not gonna say sorry to you. You know, it is the ultimate benchmark of a stupid person to tell you that they cannot say sorry, to have never said sorry unless things were terrible, beyond you ever being to blame for whatever happened. If it takes you a lot of pressure to finally cave in and say you're sorry, you are not a smart person. You are not an empathetic person. Do you understand where this is going? Dunning-Kruger effect. The more you actually know, the more you realize you're a dumbass. Hey, it's okay to be a dumbass. You just have to admit that sometimes you don't know things. But people have been so far up their own ass. It's totally fine to just, no, I'm just gonna see the story the way I see it. Good luck, goodbye, I'm not gonna be your friend anymore. Of course, I'm peppering in a little bit of my own personal experience with life. But what I'm trying to say here, after all, is maybe you don't know everything about what a person is trying to say to you. Maybe you're not listening hard enough. Maybe you're not understanding as you seem to be or as you call yourself to be. You're not. You have to understand that people around you are not NPCs in your own very little game session of life. You have so much to work on, and so do they. The fact that you're not giving yourself the capacity to understand maybe these people around you are going through something you don't see. No matter how much they actually spoke and didn't convince you, maybe there is something in their lives that is going on that they just can't tell you. We are a talking, literate species of monkeys with opposable thumbs, not displaying enough capability to understand one another. That brings us, again, maybe I did not script this very well in my head. I just have a mouth and I want to scream. I love myself. And I'm not waiting for someone else to tell me that. I myself fall into the mistake of prejudice. I don't like it when I'm prejudicious. I actually take 2 steps back and realize that maybe what I said was harsh. Maybe what I said was harsh. Maybe what I thought of this person was not a good guess and that I should have asked better questions. There's a lot of maybe, and then there's not always a 100% fuck yes, this person did something. In my head, in my BPD-addled head, I'm like, people know exactly what they're doing to me. But the more I think about it, nobody, and I mean nobody, this is, by the way, before we go in spirals, what I said back there, that's not true. People don't know what they're doing. Most of the time. We're all a bunch of people who were born here with no catalog, no manual, no instruction manual. Catalog is the word we use here in Egypt when we want to say manual. And we're just going about life not knowing what the fuck we're doing. And that's fine. But for someone else to think they figured it out in another person's life, your view of another person's life is very limited. You are you for the entirety of your life, but you are another person. And even that is very, very blurry and very, very hazy for the duration they speak to you about something they're going through. And this is something I'm trying to learn throughout life, that maybe we really do not know what we're doing. It's totally fine to just admit you don't know what you're doing. It is also even better when others around you understand that you don't know what you're doing. You are in fact clumsy and you don't know what to do. You're not just ruining it for everyone on purpose. Sometimes someone has to hear it from another person that I love you and I want the best for you, and if I could bring you the world, I would. But we're not ready to be exposed to that yet, so we just dismiss that as words, not actions. And we don't even give them the chance to show that action. We, as humans, need to understand that people around us are trying all the time. People are trying to love themselves. And no one other than themselves, not even you, their bestest buddy who has been with them for their entire childhood up until this moment, not even you can tell them if they love themselves. People need to understand that maybe we are not meant to be judging each other at all as people. Maybe even in court, a judge can be subjective and ruin actual justice for people who have been actually wrong. Like Roe versus Wade. That's just one example, and I don't mean to get political all of a sudden. By the way, I'm from Egypt, in Egypt. I've only heard of this online, and it fucking sucks, man. Judgment is in the hands of people who are not supposed to judge. You are in no position to tell someone that they're not trying. You are in no position to tell someone that maybe they're not trying hard enough. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know anything beyond what you are going through. Would you like to be judged in that same light? And people would be like, no, don't treat me like this. I don't like it when people treat me like this. But treat people exactly like that. Guys, be kind to each other and be kind to yourselves. Being kind is not coddling. In fact, we are at a point in time when coddling shouldn't be so stigmatized at this point. We've been beating each other up, beating ourselves up, and expecting things to go smoother now that we've beat ourselves up to perfection. That's not how anything fucking works. Guys, talk to each other. Understand each other. Really listen to each other. Instead of expecting the world to, work itself out after all of this violence and brashness and aggressiveness and the way we talk to each other that is so fucking condescending. And I understand, maybe I am being angry right now with you. I am scolding everyone out there who isn't giving anyone else the chance to just breathe some air and take a rest from how cruel and how hectic life on this earth is. Give each other a chance to live. If you can't listen, at the very least let them be. At the very least let them live their lives. Try to find that love somewhere else instead of telling them, maybe you're not ready to find that yet. Maybe you need to find a job first. People out there are love-starved. Fuck you. People out there are seeking this for decades in their lives, non-stop, and somehow you expect me to think that maybe they need to get a job first. I'm not gonna say a lot. I don't even know how many out there think like this. But some of you have forgotten what it is to live. Be a fucking dreamer. Allow yourself to dream. Have some fucking imagination. Allow yourself to see the world for what it is. A fucking playground where everyone pretends to be an adult, by the way. And by everyone, I mean the regular average Joe out there trying to live their lives. All you're thinking about is, he gotta be serious about life. No, they don't! Take it easy on yourself and others. Jesus fucking Christ. Allow yourself to live. Live a little. Have a hobby. If your life is all papers and business and employees, co-workers, that's what I meant. No, actual life. What position are you in to tell people to live the lives they have? We only live once, so just go fucking nuts. And don't fucking tell people what to do if it depresses them. Let people fucking live and listen to people when they fucking talk to you. That being said, no, I love myself. I love myself too much to let someone else tell me how much I love myself or whether I am deserving of love at a point like this. Allow yourself to fucking live. This isn't it, mate. This isn't it. I don't know where else to go with this video, with this rant. But you people need to shut the fuck up about how someone else is living or working their lives. You don't know half the story. You don't know anything about their story. You're just out there passing your 2 cents that are unwanted and are better off in a fucking wishing well than in someone's head when all that's in their head is already killing them inside. Forget about things and live a little before you force your point of view of life on someone else who doesn't need it. They didn't need a lecture from you. They needed a hug. They needed a hug from people, and all you had for them was lectures and advice. And you think you're helping, but when your help is a knife and someone is down there in rock bottom and they're looking for a rope, would you still give them the knife? You give them the knife, they fucking kill themselves. That's not how anything works. At least from my personal experience. In case you thought it was just about time to tell someone that, yeah, you're also still being subjective about it. That's also my subjective point of view. Yours is not objective. So don't talk to people like it is. Yeah, that's the reality of life. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. Yeah, I fucking know. But what if I do not have the energy to pretend that this is okay, that this is a life I can live, that I have the energy to keep going? Sometimes I need to go fucking easy on myself and take a rest, but someone else out there is not going easy on me. So all I ask is that you put down your goddamn masks and live and let live. Thank you. That'll be all.